how to make a meal and save money doing so, you would put that into ChatGPT, which is, I'll go backwards, a large language model. And a language model is that they've been collecting all this data for all these years, and they comprised it into this big, think of it like a big these data. So when people are like, I don't, AI is going to take our jobs away, AI has more, we just physically as humans don't have the ability to have that level of brain power to be able to just take in all of this information. So think about all the emails you've ever sent, all the conversations that you ever had, all the different careers that exist, right? All of that data is now being comprised and utilized, and it's learning in real time to be able to help you answer questions. So when you're saying I need a meal plan and I need to save money, you would have to go to like Publix website or Kroger or Safeway or wherever you are in the country, grocery store, right? Look at their ads and see what's on sale and try and put it together, or just, Google, right? We would Google prior to this, meal ideas, and then you try to see who has that product on sale. Like you could now go into Chat GPT and say, I want to make, healthy meals for my kids, and I need to make them I need to make 5 meals all at under $20 a meal. And I need to source it from the local stores that are in my area. And like in seconds, it'll tell you where to go, where to get it, what the prices are, and even can build you the cart. It says, do you want us to build the cart for you? So, and that's a new phase of AI, because when it first came out and everyone started to use it, it would just tell you where. And the data was actually up to like 2 years older than where it was currently. Now it's giving you real time data, and now it's actually taking it even that step further and building the cart for you and almost checking you out. Like all you have to do is just add your payment, right? So it's really become like your assistant. So that's just an example that as a mom who wants to use a platform like ChatGPT, which is the most popular, to plan a meal and save money. Another great example, one that I use all the time with my kids, because I'm like, when their teachers are like, you can't use AI, I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I was like, they're never going to be able to compete or be smarter than AI at this point, right? Just from what we just spoke about, with all the knowledge that they're able to gather. Like AI is a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, all of those things. And while you might be really smart, it's hard to have mastery in all of those things, right? So think about like a high school student using AI to study more efficiently. Like you can give the test and you can say, my son has dyslexia, right? It can customize the learning process for him so that he, who has dyslexia, will be able to understand how to interpret the lesson differently than probably even his teacher could, because it's hard to teach to so many different learning styles all at once. And so we're starting to see schools utilizing AI as personal teachers for students, right? So that now they can get the lesson in the way that they need to get it, but also, use it as a blueprint and learn from that. And so, that's one of the things that's really exciting about it from an educational perspective, is that, it's like the extreme teacher. It can answer any question on any subject past high school. It's like, why are you asking me? Like I don't have the answer. I can't even remember what I learned in high school, back then. So the fact that now you have this tool that can be utilized to answer any question that they have. I always I'm like, did you ask chat? Like, what are you asking me for? So this is a great tool, just not just for high school, but all education, all the way through college and beyond. And I think it really, that's a topic for another day, is really going to change how we even think about education as a whole, right? Like you can learn anything, which it's the best teacher. Like if you want to say, I want to learn how to code, it'll teach you how to code and code for you, right? We can't even code faster or better than chat at this point. That's why there's something called no code, which allows you to build apps where we used to always have to like, pay developers and so forth. You can buy without even having to start talking about like what does your future look like. And AI, it's here and it's not going anywhere, and it is your biggest competitor. And so, many say humans won't be replaced, but humans without AI will be replaced. And so, the way we look at school and how I grew up, and you had to go to high school, and a lot of times college was the method to go to, or trade. That game has changed, right? Because a lot of those jobs, especially, those higher level positions, AI can do. So, what does the future for our kids look like? So, that's something to think about. But the power of AI is there to help them from a school perspective. And even with creators, like using it to edit your photos, write captions, do social media calendars. I mean, the time that that used to take, that was a role that now AI can do in seconds. You can just say, build me a social media calendar based on, what you know about me, post for every single day, 2, 3 times a day, make them as engaging, make sure you have all the proper hashtags based on the platform like Fanbase, and it will tell you exactly what you should post. It's taken all of the busy work out of it, right? And so it's setting us up for no excuses. Anything that we want to do is now possible because we have the ultimate assistant, and the best part is at really no cost unless you get the plus, which I do recommend. But I'm not here to promote chat. But I'm just saying you get more. It holds on to your information and tells you, like, it just keeps track of who you are and really starts to be a double of you. So but the first step is just to start and just to dabble. And then for entrepreneurs too, think about it for pitch decks. I use it all the time for pitch decks, for websites, for grant writing. I have secured thousands of dollars in grants with the help of chat, because anyone who's ever applied for a grant knows how long it takes, right? Because you got to write it out and it's like the same answer, but you got to like tweak it a little bit. And, chat starts to know your answers, and then you just copy the question and say, tweak it for this, particular grant. And in seconds, it's there. And, when we talk about capital, which is another discussion for startups, are the way. Um, I would say, this has been a game changer in accessing capital, just because you have someone that can help you write these grants and submit these applications much faster than a human could do, right? Prior. So that's just another example. But think of AI as your assistant, your copywriter, your designer, your scheduler, your problem solver. Once again, you don't need to know how to code. You just need to be open to learning, but it's a conversation. Like, this is where technology is going. At now, it's a conversation. Think about how you talk to Alexa, or what, it's like you're not writing codes for it to play a certain song or to, do a timer. You're just speaking naturally like you would talk to a friend or a family member. And so this is, it's accessible now to everyone. And getting into it, why should you care right now, I think, is the next part. Because, usually when innovation comes, you have time to learn about it, right? You have time to get your feet wet and, decide this is something you want to embark on. But AI, when I first really started utilizing it at mass scale, the knowledge base that we talked about, the fact that it's been learning for years and years and years and years and compiling all this data for all this time, it took about 18 months for it to regenerate and learn even more, right? So it said every 18 months, the large language model was getting smarter and smarter. And in the last year, that 18 months has gone from 18 months to 5 months. So what does that mean? It means that every 5 months, it's gotten smarter than it was 5 months prior. So think about all the knowledge that these large language models have and how fast they're able to push out that data. And now, on top of it, they're moving faster and their knowledge base is expanded even further, where, baseline, it was already beyond, in my opinion, what any human could really comprehend and be able to utilize. And now it's increasing its knowledge base every 5 months, right? So usually innovation takes time. It's like 5 years, 6 years. We don't even have that kind of time. You got less than a year, and that was 5 months right now. And so it dropped from 18 to 5. So that's 13 months cut off in just one year. So it's going to start to be able to regenerate itself every day, right? There's no way you're going to be able, and that's not to scare you. It's to tell you, like, there's an urgency to start to understand, how do I use AI for me? How do I use it in my careers? How do I teach my kids how to use it? Like, now it has to be, because with it, you know, you're going to be able to move faster, right? So AI is moving fast. Those who learn it now will be 5 years ahead of everyone else, right? You can build a business faster, you can hire faster, you can create content easier, you can manage your money smarter. And it's just not about like robots taking over. It's about people knowing how to robots to get ahead, right? So those, it's like, go back to that quote, if I leave you with nothing, AI is not going to replace humans, but humans without AI are going to be replaced, right, by AI. So that's important. And even just seeing, let's use Nourish and Bloom Market as an example. Like, our store can run 24/7 and does runs 24/7, 365 days a year without needing a human to let you into the store or to check you out, right? I mean, just think about that. We've all grown up, we've all had cashiers, we've seen self checkout, right? But if there still requires human support, the only thing in our store that we need human support for is to stock shelves. And for how long is that? Because there's going to be a robot that's going to be efficient enough to be able to do that soon too, right? And so just to see the power and how smart and how it learns the products, right? Every product in our store is learned through AI, and how it's able to recognize it through vision is incredible, right? Of what even we've been able to see over the last 3 years of being in operation. And now this is something that can be scaled. When you think about how do you use AI to solve a problem, we're using it to solve food deserts, because there are food deserts all over this country. Big box stores can't go because they have to have a certain level of items in the store, certain size of the store in order to make it work. And, the numbers just don't make sense when they think about food deserts in a lot of areas. But people are still hungry and still have a need. And through technology, we don't need to have those same parameters. And through AI specifically, we don't need to have those same parameters. So it allows us to deploy when even the big box stores cannot. Like, this is what AI is doing, reducing those barriers. And for AI now, because sharing is caring, and I definitely believe that the more you hear people using it, is the more confidence you'll have in trying it as well. So I'm going to open up the floor to see if anyone is using it and wants to share how they've been using it. Don't be scared. That sharing is going to help someone that might be on the fence. Or you can write it in chat too if you don't want to come on um, live. And I think while we're waiting, something else that's important. So chat was like one of the first that became mainstream, but there's so many different large language models, and now people are building large language models off of the large language model. So you could create a large language model to help support whatever industry you're in, right? So you've probably heard of Gemini, you've heard of Copilot. There's Grok, which is affiliated with um, X. There's Meta. Everyone has AI embedded into their platforms in some capacity. And so you can, but that's an important point, that for you all that are building different things, you could build a large language model into your business. Like, we actually are starting to do that, to be an assistant in the store, so that when someone comes in, they never shopped in a store like ours, which I like to say, you're shopping in the store of the future. How do you shop? There, we now have an agent that's there that we built off of a large language model to do so. So, oh, perfect. We got Joyce. Let's see. This is my first time utilizing it, but hey, I see Natalie, so I'm gonna invite you to the stage. Hi, Natalie. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I invite you to come on and share how you're using AI. All right, we'll come back. Queen Mo, I'm inviting you on as well. How are
Welcome,
you?
welcome, 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 welcome. Thanks for this space, and thanks for you and your husband coming up, with that idea, because it just takes a village. take one person to think what we're all been thinking and apply it. So, you know, I've been in the community, and definitely we need to incorporate AI on a daily basis. So thank you for this room. That's all. I'm just
Oh,
a
okay.
family member stopping by and sharing.
No, thank you so much for sharing that, and we will continue to have these conversations because I just want to make sure that those that are interested are able to definitely get access, for sure. I'm gonna turn it over to Geraldine, and I hope I'm not botching any names.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me? Yep, I can hear you. Welcome.
Okay. I'm
And
so
welcome
glad.
Joyce as well. I added Joyce and you onto the stage.
Oh, I'm so thankful I came into this session. I'm Geraldine. I'm 76. I'm still working. AI has invaded, I'm a clinical therapist. And so I'm trying to understand how to use AI for my clinical documentation. Also, it is a whole new world. It's like I've been dropped on the moon, surface of the moon, because so I do use chat, like you said, getting ideas. I was really impressed with the things that you brought up, like helping moms, you know, do their meal planning. I need a AI consultant in real time to work with me. I don't know how to connect, but an AI consultant for those of us who are in our 70s, still having to work and compete in this whole new world. And like you said, things, it used to be what, 7 years when Microsoft first came out, we had the learning curve. Now you're saying every 5 months, and it will get to be every day. That is just stupendous. I think it's wonderful, but only if we get assistance. We're going to need a lot of assistance. So I don't mean to talk a whole lot, but it's just like I'm in Fanbase. I have problems even negotiating um, all of the ins and outs of Fanbase. That is a whole career for somebody who is younger that wants to start a business. How to help um my generation connect to AI. So that's all I have to say.
Well, no, but I definitely wanted to chime in on that because what you just said was literally a prompt into ChatGPT and say, break it down for me step by step. How do I utilize this, right? And it would
Hmm.
create a full plan. Like you said, that you need like an AI assistant. That is what it is. And you could be, I mean, I say break things down in kindergarten form for me. A lot of times when I don't understand, to make sure that I'm getting it, and I'm like, if I get caught up, I'm like, I'm having an issue here. Can you do it? Like the way you would talk to me, right, is the same way that you can talk to Chat GPT. But one of the things I know you said that you were trying to utilize it for your clinical notes, which I think, and I have a background in healthcare, so definitely that is going to, it can save you a tremendous amount of time. Um, but more importantly, duplicating your efforts as you, right? And that's one of the things that I tell a lot of people that are in the therapy world. Like, imagine your clients being able to connect to you with, because it starts to learn and speak like you, and adhere to the things and the guidelines that you have, and they could actually get access to you when you're not available. There's so much that's available, and chat could help you build that. But I think what you're saying is spot on, is that we have to make sure that everyone, no matter what age group, is ready and can take advantage of what AI is, and the benefits that are existing and the evolution. But I think you're a perfect example that if you just put exactly what you just said in as a prompt, just writing it simply as that, it would come back and blow your mind at how it could help you.
Okay, okay. Will do. Will
Yeah,
do.
absolutely.
Yes,
But
I'm
thank you for
excited about
sharing.
the store. I'm looking forward to shopping.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have you. But thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Hi Joyce, how are you?
Hey, I hope I'm saying your name right, Julia.
Jalea, but I answer to
Jalea.
everything nice.
Hi, Jilea. I just want to just intro. Welcome to Fanbase. I'm glad you're here. This
Yeah.
title, I love me some AI. I'm not gonna make it too long because I've been kind of dabbling into AI, like probably about maybe I'll say with me really dabbling into it probably the last 2 years. So Microsoft Copilot, I think I heard you mention, totally love it. I'm starting to get more into the Gemini Sora with videos. They got the Veil 3 now, so I could go on and on. But just a brief thing, I use it mainly for a Zoom like platform that I love so much, and I'm actually going to be showcasing it, which is Go Brunch. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it was created through the use of AI. So it's a Zoom like platform, virtual platform. I love it. And that's what I use it for the most part, like for meetings, virtual events, and so forth, which we're going to have. So, great networking event for people that want to get into networking and showcasing their business. I do recommend it. I am on LinkedIn, so I'd love to follow you so we could kind of like on the back end kind of network too. But yeah, creation imagery, I love it. Dolly 3 is my go-to. uh, yeah. And I see that you have an AI market. Oh my. Let me go on mute. I think I'm talking too much.
No. Thank you so much for sharing the tools that you're using, right? Because what you're bringing up is that, I know we focused a lot on chat, but there's so many tools that are out there for video creation, like you talked about. I mean, we created our jingle. We have like a Nourishing Moon Market. Like I told it, I wanted to have like a neo soul style, and it like, I said write it about our store, and like in seconds, I had this amazing song, right? Like so, there's so much that can even be done, and I've seen even from an image perspective, like I use Midjourney a lot, especially when I was looking for photorealistic, just meaning like real, like looked like a real image. But like Midjourney was great for that. But in the last couple months, Chat GPT has like taken over. I was like, wow, like I'm in shock at how well it's doing on image creation, logo design. I mean, all of these things. So thank you so much for sharing, and that's leads us into what future audio rooms are going to be for us is like, I want you all to come and say, this is what this is an issue that we're having, or this is what I'm trying to do. And we help you solve it, in that time frame. And you go and try it and tell us how it worked for you, because that's really important. I think the way we're all going to get up to speed is that we help each other through the process and, share what's working, what you liked, what you didn't like. As we continue to grow, or what you're creating based on what you didn't like. And you're like, I'm going to do this now, right? And spark so many different ideas. So thank you, Joyce, for sharing and um, what's working for you. Natalie, I'm gonna bring you into the room, up to the stage as well. Is it letting you come in? If not, you can chat as well, and I'll definitely share your thoughts. But as we're waiting for Natalie, what I'm looking to do is every week come on, and love for you all to continue to come on and share how it's working for you. Like we were just speaking about your feedback. I want it to be really a sharing environment where we could just talk about all the tools and how we're advancing all the things in projects, for sure. So that would be amazing. And we'll start to break down tools too, and so that will be something that we can all do together. But once again, the benefit of chat is that it can meet you where you are and level you up really, really quickly. Natalie, I don't know if you've been able to chat or. You can chat on the right hand side if you press the. Well, once I click on you, I think it offers. It should pop up and allow you to invite you to the stage.
There's no one way. See, once you say there's only one way, okay.
Oh, oh, she says I have too much to say and type it. That's okay. Well, we feel you in
I'm here.
spirit. Oh,
I
you're here.
got you.
Okay, okay. Yay, we got
Look,
you.
now
All
you
right.
can. I mean, that's not an indication of my AI ability.
Not at
But
all.
I just wanted to say I'm a real estate agent, and I use Chat GPT a lot in what I do in creating social media posts, and it amazes me. I can ask it to create a social media post for buyers or sellers or whatever group, and it just does it. I give it a little information, and it comes out with something so great. And it will even ask me questions. I mean, it creates links if I have a guide or any type of information I want to share. It will automatically create the links, and it will also just ask me, would you like me to create a Canva story or a post template using your logo and your image and your brand colors? And I was like, well, heck yes.
Nature and
So it
man.
is just amazing. And to the other lady that was on, I think it was Geraldine, who was in the
Mm-hmm.
clinical part.
Yeah.
Once AI is used to you, the more you give it, the more information you give it, the more it can, it learns you, and it will um, present to you recommendations, and I mean, it'll just amaze you at what it can do. So
Okay.
when you talk about replacing humans, I can see that if we're not up to speed, on what this does, because I even now I'm even learning to create avatars, and it's like I'm so excited because I like technology anyway. So it's like one thing after the other, and I'm just jumping from this one to that one. And the one thing that I have to be careful of is because there's so many tools that do similar things. Like I heard another lady on here that says she uses something for her videos. Well, I use Wonderware to create videos, and it's wonderful. So yeah, I just I love AI, and it simplifies a lot of the aspects of my responsibilities in terms of real estate.
Well, no, thank you so much for sharing. And that when you said that, it brought up like, so actually a couple weeks ago I was building our AI avatar for our store, right, our assistant, like I was telling you earlier, and like I put in what I wanted it to do, and it's like, okay, I was like, can you build it for me? It said sure. It said go relax, we'll let you know when it's done. I said wait a minute. It said go relax. I said wait. I said seriously. Like I was just in shock.
Yeah, it
At
does.
where we are. I mean, it was just like, we got it. Go do something else. Enjoy your life. We'll take care of it. And that's, I mean, I think as we close out, where it's going, right? It's taking away all the mundane things that we don't like to do. Like if you're a creative, you
Mhm.
just want to create. You might not want to get into the weeds of like, the editing and so forth. Like all the things that are like repetitive tasks that it can do. Like let's give it to AI, right? Like so that we can get back to doing the things that we love to do,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
helping us to advance ourselves even more. But as we
Yeah.
close out, I first want to say thank you to everybody for sharing, because I think, hearing all the different tools will help. As I mentioned, every week we're going to talk about new tools, but I just charge you all with, you know, try an art generator, play with a voice cloning tool, I mean, ask AI to write your resume. I mean, anything, you start using it, start exploring. Don't wait for everyone else to be profiting off of it. I think
That's
it's what
true.
that's one of the biggest things. Like this is your chance. I mean, even though it's advancing so quickly, this is your chance to get in the game early.
Mhm.
And you're not in this alone. This is exactly what this group is about. It's just to help encourage each other, even when you find stumbling blocks. Like how can we work together to overcome them and figure
I
them
never
out?
did get my.
Yeah.
And Jalea,
Yes.
I just want to say I anticipate the day when we say AI and it's going to say no, you're the AH, the artificial human.
Well, it's coming. I ain't want to scare the people today, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. But for sure. But as we close out, as I'm always available
Nurture and
through
bloom.
social media, so Fanbase is a great way to get to me on at Jalea or at Nourish and Bloom. I'm also on LinkedIn as well, so you can
At
also message
Nourish and Bloom.
market. Um, if you ever want to contact me to ask questions, I'm like really excited about it. I've had the opportunity to sit in rooms and of just because of what we created, and it's not going away. So I just want, if I leave you with anything, it's not going away. So we really don't have a choice. We have to get involved. We have to start utilizing it and see all the benefits that can provide to you in many aspects, personally, professionally. Um, it's a great tool to start using. So I hope you all have a great rest of your
Six, seven,
Thursday,
eight,
and I look forward to seeing you all next week.
two,
I'll put out a
three,
post of our time
one,
because we're going to make this a
hey.
standing call at
That's great.
11:30 on
Thank you for this
Thursday.
platform, by the way. I loved it.
You're welcome.
And
You're
Jay,
welcome.
can I say one more thing to Geraldine?
Sure.
I heard her say she 76. Well, I'm 65, Geraldine.
Just to know that instead of being afraid to go into it, to kind of embrace
We're
it.
going to show those millenniums something.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, because with all of my wisdom and AI, oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We
I
sound like
just turned
men.
There you go.
45, so I stepped into my power. So let's enjoy and continue stepping our power. Great room, everyone.
Great
Yes,
room.
Great
yes.
room.
Thank you
Jalea,
Thank
so
I,
much.
you.
I want to ask you real quick before you sign out. We looking
Sure.
forward to you having this room again, and I didn't know what time. I might have missed the time that you're gonna have it. If you,
Oh
okay.
yes, 11:30 on Thursdays.
Oh, great. That's
11:30
right.
on
Like
Thursday.
Rama Tech Thursday. That's perfect. So you'll do your IT in the day, and then we'll see Rama at 5 p.m. Eastern. So that'll
Perfect.
work out really well. And I did follow you, and I also sent you an inbox to invite you to onboarding, which I do. So I appreciate this room and looking
Awesome.
forward to a camp so people can
Uh,
join your camp as well.
yes, absolutely. Thank you all again.
Yes.
All
Merry
right.
Christmas.
Have a good day, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Oh, all right. Thank you guys for joining in. That was Jalea. I think you got her times and when she'll be on Thursday, 11 a.m. Did she say? I think it was Eastern. I'll have to play this back, but thank y'all for joining and peace and love. Peace out. StreamYard did me good today. I think I didn't buffer too much. StreamYard, y'all gotta get better. Otherwise, I'm gonna go to one stream or no. I'm just. But anyway, see y'all later. Peace.